Bradley Stalder here with Player Profiler, and I'm going to give you 3 players that Player Profiler has boldly projected above or below consensus. Let's get into it. Week number 4, we're looking at the wide receiver position. And in particular, we want to see Jakobi Meyers in your starting lineups for fantasy. The reason is obvious. Davante Adams is out for week number 4. Let's not get carried away. It's going to be Jakobi Meyers' season. There's really only 2 major receiving threats on the Las Vegas Raiders. It's Jakobi Meyers, it's Brock Bowers. And then, yes, there's a little bit of love for Trey Tucker. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate on Trey Tucker. He's had some good plays, and he's really come along. But I think that the top 2 plays here are Jakobi Meyers and Brock Bowers. Bowers, consensus top 3 tight end right now, given all the injuries and tumult to the position. But Meyers is our projected wide receiver 27 for week 4. Wide receiver 27 for week 4. His expert consensus is wide receiver 44, a significant gap. We're talking 17 spots. So view him as a flex play with volume for the Vegas Raiders. Then we're going to look at our second bold projection, and that is Terry McLaurin. Right now, Terry McLaurin's expert consensus is wide receiver 24. McLaurin really struggled through weeks number 1 and 2, finishing outside the top 40 of wide receivers each of those weeks. And then he put up a big boom game in week number 3, 20 fantasy points, finished as the wide receiver 14. And that's about where we have him boldly projected. Wide receiver 15 for Player Profiler for week 4. But his expert consensus hasn't caught up yet. He's wide receiver 24, back end wide receiver 2, maybe a flex play consideration from the expert consensus view. But Player Profiler we believe that the projections are getting him up into the high-end wide receiver 2, almost wide receiver 1 land. We've seen an increase of targets. Austin Eckler is out of this offense. There's not really a lot of other commanders of the ball from Jaden Daniels. Like Zach Ertz is not going to get a huge target share. Luke McCaffrey is not going to get it. De'Ami Brown. These are guys who are not, they're target getters, not target earners. Terry McLaurin is a target earner. 14 targets over the last 2 games for McLaurin. So we want to be firing up Terry McLaurin with confidence, especially now that we've seen it. And especially since the coaches have put the actions into play. Like the words have become true. We saw Terry McLaurin get the targets, get the receptions over the last 2 games. So we've been encouraged by that. So fire up Terry McLaurin in week number 4 as the Commanders take on the Indianapolis Colts. Oh, also Kenny Moore is out for the game for the Colts. That matters for wide receiver cornerback matchups. You want to be firing up Terry McLaurin. The last bold projection that I want to give you for week number 4 is Jaylen Waddle. Jaylen Waddle, we're fading into oblivion. If we thought that Skylar Thompson and the Miami Dolphins offense looked bad in week number 3, just wait until you hear what's coming next. Oh no, it's not Skylar Thompson who's going to be starting for the Miami Dolphins. It's going to be, wait for it, Tyler Snoop Huntley. That's right. Former Pro Bowl quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. He loves his tight ends. I think this is a Jonnu Smith sneaky play for week number 4, but we've seen Jaylen Waddle and Tyreek Hill really, really struggle to get the ball in space, get the ball downfield. Mike McDaniels struggled to get them the ball. And look, Huntley was just signed off the street within the last week. So we can't have confidence in either of these receiving options as top 20 plays, but we are fading Jaylen Waddle even further into oblivion. So he is our wide receiver 51 when the expert consensus has Jaylen Waddle at about wide receiver 37. So no, we don't want anything to do with Jaylen Waddle from our projections standpoint. We want to be fading him. Find other flex plays to start. We're starting Jawan Jennings over Jaylen Waddle, JSN over Jaylen Waddle, Jameson Williams over Jaylen Waddle, of course, Terry McLaurin. The list goes on and on. We're fading Jaylen Waddle. That's our takeaway. That's our bold projection for week number 4. Make sure you're following me on the X Machine at FF Stalder. If you like the content for Player Profiler, smash the subscribe button on YouTube. Till next time, good luck in fantasy football streets, everybody.